Who you want to do it with? Me. When he was born, he didn't get oxygen to the brain, so that caused him to have cerebral palsy. I always think that why has he got the disability and I don't? So I always think that maybe it should have been me who got it.
He knows he's got a disability, but he doesn't let that stand in his way. His disability is second to who he is.
How special is Tate to you?
He is extremely special. He's a star. He is a knight in shining armour. He is extremely special to all of us. I love him. I can't even say it. It's around the world 80 billion times, even triple it.
It's just a unique bond.
Two brothers, two best friends, and a bond that can't be broken.
Come on, keep going, Tate.
Tate Kemp is 8 years old. His brother Nash is 10.
Push it a bit harder.
Step by painful step, Tate is getting closer to his dream.
Almost there. Picking up a bit of pace. Come on. Let's go.
He is inspirational. He's heroic. This kid, when he gets out of bed every morning, has to put a bodysuit on. He can't walk otherwise. He's got cerebral palsy. Don't tell him that. He'll compete in the marathon, the Melbourne Marathon this weekend.
How badly do you want to cross that finish line?
Really. Really badly. 6 badlies. And 6 reallys. I will show you what I can do.
4, 3, 2, 1.
When he was 4 days old, we were told after an MRI that they could see some damage. And they said bring him back when he is 2 and we'll be able to give you a bit more of an indication what you can expect. So when he was 2, we couldn't wait for him to be 2 because we needed to know. Like, I wanted to know whether he'd be able to do all the things that able-bodied kids can do.
When Tate's brain was deprived of oxygen at birth, it didn't impair him mentally, but it greatly affected him physically. Sue is Tate's mum.
His body doesn't allow him to do the things that he wants to do. So he fights with his body constantly to be able to do the smallest of things.
The message doesn't go straight, goes around his brain, then goes down.
Doctors told Sue and her husband John their son would be lucky ever to walk, but they refused to accept this. They found the Cerebral Palsy Education Centre in Melbourne, the only one of its kind in the country. Its philosophy is that intensive physio and exercise can retrain the brain to communicate with the body. Day after day, year after year, Tate's parents pushed their son. It was tough, but Tate was tougher. By 3.5, he was taking his first tentative steps in a walking frame.
When he did start walking, he fell over all the time. But he'd take another 3 steps and fall over again. So he'd get up and keep going. Fall over again, get up and keep going. There's one stage when he got up and he just walked. And I just stood there staring and then he fell over again.
By age 7, Tate was water skiing. It took an entire summer to master, but eventually he stood up.
How far will you go to let him achieve what he wants to achieve?
How far I can. If he's got the desire, I'll help him.
I want that one.
I want someone to give me another opportunity at life.
Tate is now 8. He goes to a local public school and even tops his class at maths.
Does he ever get bitter or angry?
Not resentful.
It's quite incredible.
I think when he turned 5, he said to me, am I still going to have cerebral palsy when I'm 5? And I said to him, yep, you're going to have it for the rest of your life. I don't know whether that was a turning point. I don't know. But, oh, stop.
Straight through. Sometimes he thinks that he isn't that tough, but I think he's more than a hero than I'll ever be.
But Nash is a hero in his own right. The journey has been just as hard. He is his brother's keeper.
What do you do for him every day?
I always play with him and do all kind of stuff like that. I help him when my dad's out working and mum's out at the shops getting food for us. So I might help him on the toilet and might help him brush his teeth and I feed him sometimes when he has trouble doing it, get him dressed.
Nash is very compassionate and caring and always watch out for Tate. And Tate will always watch out for Nash as well.
I just dusted the dining room for the heck of it.
Nash will go into Tate's room and read him a book at night. That's beautiful. It's all those little things that turn into bigger things.
Go, Revo! Go! Yes!
What do you worry about?
I worry for his body in the fact that he tends to get a lot more chest infections and colds. I worried because of his poor balance control that he might break some bones. I try not to look too far forward. We just work 1 month at a time.
Tate may be frail, but he's mentally strong.
Come on, keep going, Tate.
On the outskirts of Melbourne, on lonely roads, he clocks up lonely miles.
Come on, bud, keep going. We're not there yet.
Every step of the way, his brother is by his side.
Wait up, buddy.
Tate trained for months for the marathon.
If you're having a bit of trouble getting out of bed this morning and you're grizzling about how cold it is and how the arthritis has kicked in and it's all a bit too hard to get through life, let me tell you about a fella called Tate Kemp. He is one of the most inspirational, powerful, determined, brightest, optimistic people I've ever dealt with in all my years on radio.
Broadcaster Neil Mitchell first met Tate 3 years ago. At 3AW in Melbourne, he keeps just one photo by his side. Tate and him together.
It reminds me that when I drag myself in at 4:30 in the morning and I'm feeling a bit grumpy with the world, what have I got to be grumpy about? I'm sure he has grumpy days where he doesn't want to do certain things, but what kid doesn't? If you ever wanted proof of a person who is not defined by their disabilities, it's Tate.
What's your dream?
I could get over Melbourne.
I'm going to take over the Melbourne Marathon. And what's it going to be called? The Tate Kemp Melbourne Marathon.
More than 22,000 runners started the marathon. Waiting at the back was Tate. For disabled runners like him, it's a shorter course, but the effort is twice as hard.
3, 2, 1.
It's not his first time. The first time he was the last home. So slow, they'd already shut the gates of the MCG. He wants to slash his personal best and raise thousands of dollars to help kids just like him.
Love you, buddy. You're gonna keep going, all right?
When people look at him, especially when they're doing the marathons, they're looking at him totally different. They're looking at this little boy that is showing the world that he can do things and that he belongs.
By the halfway mark, the strain, the effort is taking its toll.
Take your time.
You could see he was struggling, but he didn't want to stop.
Tate, it's all for you, mate. Keep going. You're not done yet. You're almost there. So close. Finish it off strong.
A few words from Nash is all he needs.
Cross that line with hope.
It's not just a marathon, it's symbolic of the whole struggle he's got in life. It's one of the beautiful moments in Australian sport, really.
Home straight, when he's coming down the home straight, he's got his hand up and everyone's leaning out and
And into the MCG, he arrived.
Nearly done, buddy. One more lap.
The first time it took Tate 3 hours. Today he completed it in just one.
he did it like that.
Oh, you're a champion. I love you. Well done.
When he's watching this, if you want to say something to him, if you had a message to him,
What would I tell him? That I love him, but he knows I love him. I'm proud of him. He knows I'm proud of him. I just keep doing what you do. You're amazing.
It's like we're connected. It's like our arms are linked together and we can't let go. He has never, ever given up. And he never will give up. Because we'll be there telling him never, ever to give up. I love him.
Despite all his achievements, Tate is still heavily reliant on his walking frame. But he's back at this year's Melbourne Marathon with a new challenge.
Tate's doing the 3K walk event without his walker.
Around these people and over where the balloons are.
He's pretty adamant that he can do it and he wants to do it. He sees that is his next step, so good luck to him.
Hand in hand with his family, Tate leaves his walker behind.
Oh, we're going quick now. This is quick.
And his schoolmates are there to support him every step of the way.
Excited about going back to school? Yeah. That's what it is.
Nothing is going to get in Tate's way.
Straight up. Where's the, can you see the finish line? Well done! How's that? Oh, that was a whole 3K. Well done. Oh my God, he's so wonderful. I'm so proud of him.
Well, well done.
This is probably one of his biggest achievements for mobility.
Well done, guys.
What are you going to do next year, the 42? Oh, we're not worrying about next year just yet. We just want to go celebrate now.
For now, he'll enjoy his achievement. He's one big step closer to the Tate Kemp Melbourne Marathon.